my favorite call out is 1 taco, which is what I'm supposed to call out right now. And basically what that means is we have 1,000 feet to go. Just a pilot way of saying 1,000 to go. 1 taco. Because here in Texas, we love tacos. Breakfast tacos, lunch tacos, dinner tacos, brunch tacos, late night tacos. You name the taco, we love it. All right, junkies, we're departing Fredericksburg back to Austin on Junky Airlines flight number 2. I'm your captain, Captain Rizzo. We do these flights quite a bit. I'll be posting them quite a bit, so make sure you hit subscribe down below so you can get notifications when new Junky Airline flights get posted, as well as just the tip episodes or whatever else you like that we post out of here. So we just fueled up here at the self-serve pumps. Get the local weather. It looks like there's one guy in the pattern right now. It's a great crosswind day for practicing those crosswind landings, about 7 knots, 8 knots direct crosswind. It's actually kind of variable a little bit, making it pretty challenging. I had a challenging landing on the way in here as well, too. So let's pick up this weather here.
So, Gillespie County Airport.
All right.
Automated weather observation.
See what we got.
19-3-4 Zulu weather. Wind 19 at 8 visibility 10. Clear below 12,000. Temperature 30 Celsius. Dew point 16. Altimeter 2972. Remarks. Density altitude 4,100.
Hear that? Density altitude of 4,100 feet. So what I'm actually going to do here is got somebody doing a run-up in front of us where we're going to do ours. We'll do our run-up, and during the run-up, I'm actually going to lean the mixture back just a little bit, because it'll just be too rich if it's full rich and your density altitude is that high. So the elevation here is 1,700 feet, but it is a tad bit warm, as you could hear, 30 degrees Celsius. I don't know, that's like it's f***ing hot in Fahrenheit. So anyways, it raises the density altitude. The plane thinks it's taking off at 4,100 feet. So we'll have the mixture leaned a little bit for the takeoff. We'll kind of set that during the run-up a little bit. It just needs, just a little bit back. It's not a big rocket science thing or anything. Let's see, what is this guy doing here? Looks like he's looking at the pattern, kind of making a funky turn there.
Gillespie County, Cessna 30 pops here, taking the active 14 for departure to the north.
All right, well, you'll be able to take his spot here and do our run-up. Go ahead and get this shoulder harness on. If I can get this inertial reel to, there it goes.
White Oak and Silver Wings, be advised, this is helicopter 129 Yankee Echo approaching from the west, 2 miles out.
That wind has definitely shifted closer to down the runway in literally just the past few moments. All right, so actually I want to use the right tank here for takeoff, so I'll switch that over. I've put a little bit more fuel in the right tank for that. All right, we're going to go mixture in, 2,000 RPMs. I'm going to lean it back just a touch. There's a little increase in RPM there. All right, we got 3 on and off. Left mag, good drop. Right mag, good drop. Back to both. Carb heat, good drop. Got 5 inches of suction.
That's what she said.
Amps, pressure, temperature. All right. Do a little idle check there. Excellent. Let's check these control surfaces. All right, everything's looking good here. Just to make sure we are set up, we are 180. We're going to be taking off about 14. Doing a southeast departure. Set up to 088 on our GPS track. We will stop our timer, reset it.
Silver Wings, be advised, helicopter 129 Yankee Echo, 1 mile approaching from the west.
Just making sure that wasn't for us. And you know what? Because I'm kind of facing in a funky angle and I really can't see the approach in, I'm going to do just what that Cessna did before, is flip a nice little 360 around here, give us a better view. Brakes, we are trimmed for takeoff. No flap departure. And now that wind, it's kicking from like maybe 190 to 240, it seems like. All right. Everything on this side looks good and clear. Approach side looks good and clear. We're locked, we're strapped. Let's go ahead and make our call. Gillespie County, Warrior 65 Charlie departing 14, making a southeast departure, Gillespie. All right. That's all ours now. Start the timer.
Gillespie traffic, Skyhawk 35795, turning base. Touch and go 14 Gillespie.
All right, I was about to say, what runway are they going? All right, engine instruments in the green. Airspeed's coming alive. A little longer rollout than usual. That crosswind correction in. Really feel that crosswind. Here we go. Climbing out about 75 knots. Actually making a pretty good climb, about 700-800 feet a minute. Gillespie County, Warrior 65 Charlie making a southeast departure. Last call, Gillespie. All right, so we're kind of on our initial turnout here, which is not our on-course heading. It's kind of the 45-degree left turnout. And once we climb a little higher, we'll actually go on course. All right, so I'm planning on climbing up to about 7,500 feet on our way back to Austin. Hopefully be a little cooler up there, because it is hot. All right, let's kind of nose down a little bit here, increase our airspeed. You know, the last time, well, I shouldn't say the last time I flew out here, but not long ago, I was flying out here about this time. You know, it's 2:45 in the afternoon here, and I was getting the bumpy weather, or the bumpy air, all the way up to 7,000 feet. So I'm hoping it smooths out a little bit. Even if it doesn't smooth out, it's certainly going to be cooler, and that is a plus, because I'm starting to sweat like a whore in church here. And if you guys haven't seen the Junky Flight 1 yet, the one right before this, where I flew into the airport diner over there in Fredericksburg, had one of those awesome big-ass bomber burgers, and a chocolate shake, which is pretty freaking awesome, too.
Traffic, 942, 10 miles north
and
of the...
turn those guys off. So go back and watch that. If you want to see more videos, like I said earlier, subscribe. You'll get notified when we post new adventures. But you can never go wrong having breakfast or lunch over there in Fredericksburg. It is something else. All right, and though it's very hard for you guys to see here, I'm probably about 5 miles from flying over the Stonewall VOR, which is a VOR real close to Fredericksburg. And that is one time as a pilot, especially flying VFR like I am now, I'm not under flight following or anything like that, is a lot of planes, they like to fly over nav aids. That's, you know, kind of the backbone of the airways and things like that. So you always want to be extra vigilant when you're flying near and over certain nav aids like that, to be looking for other traffic. And I can see on my ADS-B, both on my 650 and N4 flight, that's somebody, I don't know, maybe over here at my 2 o'clock, about 2,000 feet above me. Looks like they're flying towards Austin as well, too. I'll just give a little deviation left here. I'm going up to 7,500 feet. Just make sure we have some lateral clearance as well. They look to be about maybe 6-7 miles out. Definitely not something I'll be able to see. Well, you know what? We're going to flip the autopilot master on. Passing through 5,000 feet. We'll go into heading mode here. That relieves a little bit of the workload, so I can kind of keep my eyes peeled a little bit more. The plane's just going to point in the right direction for me. And we're also at an altitude. I can take this shoulder strap off now. Whew. It is warm. Let's see. Still showing about 68 degrees outside air, but man, when that sun comes inside this cockpit, just kind of cooks inside. It's even though the air feels good coming in, it is still warm. Well, once we kind of get settled on course and all that, I'll walk you guys through a little bit more about 6.5 Charlie, get to know the airplane some. Considering I probably will fly this plane a good amount. There's 3 planes in the flying club, the Chandel Flying Club I'm a member of. We've got this guy, the Warrior. It's a 76 Warrior with a 160 horsepower engine. Got a 1978 Archer with a 180 horsepower engine in it. And we've got a 71 Cardinal RG. That was a 200 horsepower engine. And the RG stands for retractable landing gear. So it's a complex airplane. And I've put about 160 hours or so in this Warrior. Maybe about another 50 or 60 in the Archer. And I'll be putting my first hours in the Cardinal on Tuesday. It's a couple of days from now. I'm starting my commercial license training, so we just went through that haze layer, and all of a sudden the air's a whole lot smoother. Yes. Oh, here come a few more bumps, but it just means we're right at that layer, and as we climb up a little higher, we should be above it. Awesome. Anyways, so those are the 3 planes we've got. That's kind of what I'm doing here as far as my ratings. I started my private pilot training at a flight school at Austin Bergstrom Airport, flying 172s. And I bought into the flying club before I completed that, and I finished my private pilot training in this airplane, did my private pilot check ride in this airplane. This is also the airplane I did my instrument rating in, and I've done all my other time building in, mainly in this plane, and then some in the Archer. Archer's a little more expensive to operate than this guy here, so this one by far is the most economical, but it's also kind of the slowest. And I guess that makes sense. This thing's going to true out at about 105 knots at 65% power, but it's a great airplane. She flies well, has a good avionics package in it, single-axis autopilot, not fancy, but really gets the job done well. Garmin GTN 650. We're going to go into more detail on these things here as we get to cruise, and my favorite call out is 1 taco, which is what I'm supposed to call out right now. And basically what that means is we have 1,000 feet to go. Just a pilot way of saying 1,000 to go. 1 taco. Because here in Texas, we love tacos. Breakfast tacos, lunch tacos, dinner tacos, brunch tacos, late night tacos. You name the taco, we love it. And then it also has some old school stuff in here too, which is pretty interesting. So great little airplane. My daughter's nicknamed this one just Charlie, since I guess Charlie is in the N number. I don't think she's figured out what to call the Archer yet, because there is no letter other than the N in the beginning of the N number. So my daughter likes to name all the vehicles. My car, the wife's car, the airplanes. And you'll probably see her in a video. She's a great co-pilot. She changes all the radio frequencies for me. She's pretty solid. She helps me do fuel tank switches, all kinds of stuff. So she's put in the squawk code and the transponders, and she's 11 years old. Pretty awesome. She says she doesn't want to be a pilot, but maybe she will one day. But one of the best things about getting your pilot's license, being able to share this adventure and these views. I mean, this is a beautiful view of Central Texas here. Share them with your friends and your family, your loved ones. There's nothing quite like taking an adventure in a small general aviation airplane. So if you're on the fence about pursuing your license, get off that fence and just do it. I know it's expensive, but do whatever you have to do to save a few pennies to do it. It is absolutely worth it. You only live once, and flying is definitely the way to go. All right, so we have 200 feet to go now, and we'll level off. All right, so we're getting a little closer to Austin now. I'll walk you through the process of getting back into Austin. So we're about 33, 34 miles away. We have not been talking to controllers recently, so what I'm going to do here first is grab the weather over in Austin.
Contact clearance delivery on 125.
And that way we check in, we can tell them we actually have it.
Bird activity vicinity airport. Advise on initial contact. You'll have information golf.
Golf. We got the golf.
Austin Bergstrom International Airport HS information golf 19530. Wind 170 at 5.
Easy.
Visibility 10. 4,600 covered. Temperature 2.20. Altimeter 2968.
Wow, 2968. Pressure's really been dropping.
17 right, 17 left. Simultaneous approaches in use. RNAV approaches available upon request. Notices to airmen. Taxiway Golf 2 closed north of Taxiway Golf. Taxiway Golf between Taxiway Golf 1 and Taxiway Bravo. Closed to aircraft with wingspans of more than 171 feet. Runway 35 left sequence flashing lights out of service. Temporary flight restriction 3 miles around UT Stadium. Centex 2. 35-degree radial, 12 miles from surface to 3,000 feet above ground level. VFR departure.
All right, I am aware of that TFR over there.
5.5 prior to taxi. Bird activity vicinity.
All right, let's go ahead and contact approach here. So one of the things about talking on the radio is if you learn what to expect, it makes it so much easier. I know a lot of people struggle with the radios early on. So I'm going to call these guys. I'm going to check in. I'm going to cold call them, so I'm just going to give my in number. I'm getting a message here to change our fuel tanks. All right, we got our pumps. Switch to the left, pump off. So I'm going to call them. I'm going to check in with the in number. I'll call back. We're just going to say, hey, where we are, we'll probably be about 28 miles west of Bergstrom at 7,500 feet. We're inbound full stop with Golf. Tell him that, he'll give us a squawk code. So that's what I'm expecting to hear back from him. He may, because we're kind of close, tell us to descend as well too. So we may get that. So let's wait to try to get in here and give him a call.
Flight 7 Papa Charlie, your discretion.
Switch Papa Charlie, your discretion for runway 17. Right button, thanks.
Climate 24, Papa Yankee. Contact San Antonio approach 127.1. Good day.
We're doing 131 knots on the ground. That's pretty awesome.
Papa Yankee, thanks.
Austin approach, Warrior 8165 Charlie.
Warrior 8165 Charlie approach.
8165 Charlie, 27 miles west of Austin. We are inbound full stop with Golf, 7,500.
Warrior 65 Charlie, squawk 0235.
0235, 65 Charlie. All right, so like I said, we knew what we were going to expect. I was ready to put that in there. That makes talking on the radios a whole lot easier.
2 at 1, sir. Flight 7 Papa Charlie, contact San Marcos Tower.
Now the next thing we're going to get is a radar contact, and I am expecting a descent at some point in the near future, though, because we are getting kind of close and we're pretty high. So they may not give it to us immediately, but I know it's coming. So. All right, they are busy.
Okay, 124.22.
So we may have a fun time getting in here.
3 Papa Juliet, checking in descent at 11.2.
And if we don't get a radar contact call from the controller here, I know she's really busy.
Number 1 under Gulf traffic, 11 o'clock, 2
may
miles
just
northwest
ask.
of Skyline 4,500.
We're about 22 miles and we're at 7,500 feet. Usually they like to get me down by now.
2 miles southbound, Skyhawk 4,000.
Search for traffic, 5 Victor.
Warrior 65 Charlie is radar contact 25 miles west of the Bergstrom Airport, Austin, altimeter 2967. Did you say you're inbound to land Austin?
Affirmative, full stop.
Warrior 65 Charlie, expect runway 17 left. Maintain VFR at or above 4,500 to advise.
All right, 17 left, VFR at or above 4,500, 65 Charlie.
Air 4, connect San Marcos.
All right. So,
Thanks for help, team.
Yeah.
what they like to do in these situations when it's busy is they're going to have us fly over the field into our left base for 17 left.
3,000 till 2 There's our 917 at Marcus.
And here at about 20 miles, we're going to go ahead and enrich in that fuel a little bit. We're going to pull the throttles back, start our descent.
Inside, no factor, right by Victor.
About 500 feet a minute will be all right.
Number 19 Gulf traffic, no factor.
Do have a few scattered clouds up here in front of us. We may have to kind of work our way around. In fact, this one right here, I can tell we're going to get very close to going right through it. I got a nice little space over here to the left. We'll deviate that way a little bit. Then we'll get right back on course after that. See, this is an incredible view here. It never gets old, I'm telling you. If you've never been in a GA airplane, go to your local flight school, get a discovery flight, get them for $100 to $150. Go do it. Even if you truly can't start flight training immediately, go do it. It's an incredible experience.
114 Echo Alpha with you, 12,000 on the Lake Winter arrival.
Sir, 114 Echo Alpha, approach Austin altimeter 29.
I can see the airport right through there.
67, expected 17 left, almost work on the thing.
It's going to kind of weave our way into a couple of these little scattered buildups here.
Descend and maintain 3,000, still clear for the approach.
Maintain 3,000, clear for the approach, meaning 19 Gulf.
All right. Go ahead and get this shoulder strap back on here. All right, so I'm expecting 2532 as our next frequency.
Austin approach, this is Archer 7171 Foxtrot.
Archer 7171 Foxtrot, Austin approach.
So we got that set up.
The GPS approach into Taylor, if possible, 7171 Foxtrot.
Probably could have said that a little better, but you know what? We're all learning all the time.
Proceed direct to Puted.
Proceed direct, thank you, 71 Foxtrot.
So we're kind of getting through this kind of scattered cloud layer. So in just a moment, a couple things are going to happen. It's going to get bumpier, it's going to get hotter, and it's going to get more humid. And we've got a floor of 4,500.
Archer 65 Charlie, contact approach 125.32.
2532, 65 Charlie.
All right, so we're on 2532. Our next frequency is going to be tower 121.0, so that's in standby now. And we'll check in with approach. Austin approach, good afternoon, Warrior 8165 Charlie. 6,000 descending.
Warrior 65 Charlie, Austin approach, Roger.
Yep, here come the bumps. I'll probably take it all the way down to 4,500. Let's make sure we're down below the clouds here that look like they're probably at about a 5,500 foot base there, give or take. And the bumps are here. Now, we picked up the ATIS, which isn't that old. Had the wind at 170 at 5, I believe. It wasn't too high, but it means it's going to be right down the runway, which is nice because that landing in Fredericksburg earlier was pretty challenging. I've definitely had to land in stronger crosswinds than that. But actually what made that crosswind difficult, it wasn't the speed of it. It was about 7 knots direct crosswind. But it was variable, so it's kind of shifting, not only from direction, but probably in speed a little bit too, maybe 7 to 9 knots, maybe dropping down to 5 or 6 at times. And so it's kind of unpredictable. And then to complicate even more is, right as I kind of started leveling off over the runway, that asphalt was giving off heat and like a little thermal or something. The airplane just kind of just bumped up a little bit right as I was getting ready to touch down, and and then I touched down before I could add a little bit of power. So it was firm, but not so firm I bounced the thing. There's only one landing, not two.
3,000, be careful, 4389.
But yeah, that was a challenging one. This one should hopefully be a little easier.
Still inside, 1937.
Okay, 1937, cleared visual approach, runway 17 right.
All right, we got 500 feet before we need to level off.
Clear visual 19 right, tower 121 nothing, United 1937.
Okay, 1937, cleared visual, runway 17
And
right.
actually, I can see a place where my wife works right down there.
Right, United 1937, contact tower, thanks.
Hello, wifey. And so really on this heading, basically what I'm going to do, and I'm expecting that they're going to have me do, Every once in a while, they'll have me enter a right base, but that kind of cuts in front of 17 right traffic. I'm going to fly right over the terminal bay, or the Golf Hotel taxiways, which run between the two parallel runways. And we'll overfly the airport and then make a left downwind for 17 left. Pretty typical when it's busy like this.
65 Charlie, start at VFR descent, maintain VFR at or below 3,000.
All right, at or below 3,000, 65 Charlie. All right, so we're making about 500, 600 feet a minute right now on descent. We're going to go down to...
Southwest 2892, 8.4 descending 4,000.
They're going to keep us over the airport. I'm going to keep it at 3,000 feet.
Right, Victor, final approach course, maintain
I'll drop
6,000.
down below that if, for any reason, they tell us to expect a right downwind.
10 degrees to the right, and on the approach course.
Warrior 65 Charlie, turn left heading 010.
010, 65 Charlie. All right, looks like you're going to put us on a right downwind.
Just verified you wanted to join the approach course.
Or right base, I mean.
10 degrees to the right, 6,000.
So this can always, this can get interesting, because we're going to cross in front of the approach path of 17 right. This is pretty awesome though. We're flying right over downtown Austin. I'm going to go ahead and go to heading mode here.
Airport 1 o'clock, 15 miles.
And take a little bit of the workload off here.
Final present heading, clear visual approach, runway 17 left.
Okay, join final off present heading, clear for landing 17 left and 1 program.
Yep, I see some big airplanes coming in. Oh yeah, 4-flight showing a lot of traffic.
Warrior 65 Charlie, make a left 360.
Left 360, 65 Charlie.
This is 4 Echo Alpha, contact tower 121.0, good day.
All right, that's how busy they are. I'm doing a 360.
Brickyard 4389, airport, 10 o'clock, 10 miles.
Inside 4389.
Brickyard 4389, roger.
And we're just doing a standard rate turn with autopilot, so it's going to take us 2 minutes to do a 360 degree turn.
3,000 on eclipse, let me know if you get them in sight.
We're looking for 4389.
Southwest 2892, reduce speed to 170.
Southwest 2892, slow to 170, and just maintain 6,000 for us.
Southwest 2892, reaching 170 knots, descend up positive crash, maintain 2,500.
And we're about to get to 3,000 feet here in just a moment.
2,500 discretion.
And 4389,
those bumps.
For that traffic
Glad the autopilot's fighting it, not me.
We'll take the short back to 4389.
All right, approaching 3,000 feet. Bring that power back up, a little trim up.
Brickyard 4389, airport's 9 o'clock and 10 miles, still got it.
How the airport just waiting on the traffic here?
Brickyard 4389, roger, clear visual approach, runway 17 right, traffic's passed through, final now.
Clear visual 17 right, Brickyard 4389.
Southwest 2892, airport 11 o'clock, 15 miles.
Southwest 2892, airport inside.
Southwest 2892, clear visual approach, runway 17 right.
Southwest 2892, clear visual approach 17 right.
So if you guys have been listening, which usually I'd probably cut a whole lot of that stuff out of these videos.
Brickyard 4389,
that's
contact
a lot,
121.0, good day.
A lot of traffic here at this airport to get in and out of, and I'm the little slowpoke they're trying to squeeze in. So now, as you'll see, especially in future videos coming into Austin, I at least I'm as courteous as possible, and I fly as fast as possible all the way to short final. And I've been doing that most...
65 Charlie, turn right heading 070.
070, 65 Charlie.
Southwest 2892,
and I've been doing that...
Across in front of your final, going to the parallel.
I've been doing that for most of my training, so I've really, it's been part of my learning. So I fly very normal speed approaches into the smaller airports. And then in Austin, I fly them a whole lot faster. And it's just to try to be courteous to some of these pilots and controllers here. Now they have a high workload, and last thing I want to do is frustrate them by flying a 7-mile final at 80 knots. And so right now I'm doing about 100 knots indicated, 108 on the ground.
Warrior 65 Charlie, traffic 11 o'clock, 3 miles southbound to Embraer. I'm going to put you right behind him, and then straight in for 17 left.
All right, we got a jet crossing our nose 11 to 12 o'clock now. Is that him?
Warrior 65 Charlie, affirmative. You're going to pass right behind him. Caution wake turbulence and turn right heading at 090.
All right, 090, 65 Charlie.
Warrior 65 Charlie, join your final at that 090 heading and then make sure to runway 17 left.
All right, we'll make the final off this 090 heading 65 Charlie.
Southwest 2892, that Warrior will pass about 1.5 miles in front of you, just off your left-hand side. Contact tower 121.0, good day.
Southwest 2892 to the tower, looking for the Warrior.
Hey Junkies, just a quick note, I really appreciate you guys viewing and watching these videos when they come out. I hope you're getting a lot out of it, of course. Always comment if you'd like to see some other things. But if you'd really like to help support these videos and help me be able to make a few more of them, I definitely recommend heading over to Patreon and searching X-Plane Junkies there. Patreon.com/X-Plane Junkies, and help donate to the cause a little bit, and I'll be able to make more of these for you. Also, follow me on social media. I'm very active on the Facebook group X-Plane Junkies, as well as Twitter and Instagram. Of course, X-Plane Junkies on those as well. So check out Patreon. Support me if you can. I'd greatly appreciate it. Other than that, see you guys next time. Fly safe.